Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Will, I host The Bald Book Geek, and my wall is now mustard. I've been on a redecorating thing, and I know people get really picky when you talk about stuff that isn't related to the video, but yeah, I just felt like a change. I love it, and hello. This is a wrap-up with a touch of a haul to it, but this is a wrap-up. These are the books that I've been reading and stuff that I've really enjoyed. This isn't every book, but I want to talk about that I've been reading and enjoying. This is across different formats, and here we go. So the first one I want to mention is Humboldt, Life on America's Marijuana Front Line. This is eye-opening. So Humboldt County has a lot of history. It's basically where all the hippies went to grow pot. And the community that is built around it, a lot of it is reasonably off-the-grid living. You know, they have generators and stuff like that. Brilliantly written. It's funny. This was an audiobook, and I want to give kudos to the people that are reading it, because it's a mixed cast and it's non-fiction. You wound up with different narrators narrating different parts, male and female. It really works well. Some of the events and slight things have been changed, names and so on, to protect the identities of people, which I understand, you know, given the legalities going on. You know, I firmly support the legalization of marijuana, and it's a fascinating book. Full stop. It's fascinating. So do read it or listen to it. It's great non-fiction. The characters are fascinating, and knowing that they're at least 90% real is eye-opening in itself. It's a very good read. Chris Paolini, To Sleep in a Sea of Stars. So this book has been 10 years in the making. I've done a video about it already. I got it on NetGala. Thank you, NetGala. Overall fascinating, interesting, sweeping, epic. It's a big space opera. First Contact doesn't go the way people want it to. The main character is well-rounded and well-written, and just absolutely fascinating, big adult science fiction. There's a lot going on with this one, and I have pre-ordered the hardback just because it's Chris Paolini. Come on, Eragon. The whole inheritance cycle is phenomenal. I've pre-ordered it, and I'm hoping that people enjoy it. Sharp Objects by Gillian Flynn. Now, this was a e-library book. I read it a long time ago, but I don't remember reading it. I was probably on a train and I stopped halfway through or something. I watched the miniseries and I wanted to read the book. The miniseries is phenomenal, and the book is equally as phenomenal. She is a great writer, and oh, this is a beautiful Southern Gothic great book that just pulls you in. It's some kids end up dead. She ends up going home, her own problems, her own issues, her own life, and just so well done. I was genuinely surprised by it. I knew it was going to be good just because it's her, but to actually sit down and properly read it, it was, yeah. There's a lot to take in. It's heavy going, but not in a bad way. It's heavy going in the best way possible. So another NetGala book, The Stranger, by Simon Caldwell. ISIS can't control him, MI6 can't find him, but he's coming. This is a tech thriller at its best. It's great writing, it's fast paced. For me, it was very much a read once book, but great characters overall. And typical tech thriller story, you know, what can you say? They're looking for this guy, everything's going wrong, and everything's spinning out of control at supersonic speed, to say the least on the subject. Overall, just a great read, very interesting. Genuinely surprised by it, to be honest, so thank you, NetGala. My Kindle has got a lot of use recently. Oh, I love it when people bitch about ebooks. Anyway, From Here to Eternity. We all know this brilliant woman is the Ask a Mortician on YouTube. I adore her work. I've read this through about 3 times because it's fascinating, and I think the Western relationship with death is not good, and how different cultures react to death. Like, for example, tree burials, sky burials, mummifying the dead, bringing the dead out, how the Mexicans view the dead, and so on. This is a fascinating and brilliant work, and her travels really show through. It's funny, it's insightful, and I think, you know, death is a natural part of life. We should understand it more. That's what this book is. We need to understand death, and it's sad that we don't. And it's sad that I think the Western is everyone in black and mourning, when really we should be celebrating who that person was. Just because someone dies doesn't mean they're gone. They stay with us in some form or another. We're products of these people. Good or bad, they define who we are. Especially like family and friends. And death has touched me twice, well, 3 times in the last few years. I found her channel, Ask a Mortician, just helped me through it a lot, and understanding things. Death is not a taboo subject. Midnight Sun, Stephanie Meyer. Twilight Retold from Edward's POV. I'm a basic white girl, and as I said in my review of this, well, my discussion about it, the people that are reading this are going to be women of my age group whose best friend is white wine and a dildo. It's true. It's true. You know what? Being a teenager, going back to this world, and actually, you know what? This is really well written. Really stands out amongst the Twilight. This has more to do with the host in terms of writing style, where she actually really shines. This is a love letter to the fans, and I get it. I mean, she was upset when it got leaked. I would be upset, and then E.L. James, that she really should sue. I know people are talking about a lot of the air quotes problematic. I really hate the word problematic. It's a get out clause. Elements, but I'm like, it's a YA love story. It's not real life. It's fiction. Fiction should be what it is. Fiction. It's escapism. Is this book going to win any awards? No. Do I love it just because nostalgia? Yes. Do I love it because actually I enjoy the story and the slightly almost Wuthering Heights-esque love story going on? Yes. There is something about the Twilight universe that keeps me coming back even as an adult, and I don't know what it is. The Resident. This book is phenomenal. This book is this creepy crime thriller type book that basically he's on the run, he's a killer, he's a psychopath, he ends up hiding in an attic of a row of houses, and in this sort of terrace of houses he can go in and talk to people and play with them and do disturbing things to them. This kept me on the edge of my seat. I couldn't put it down. I thought, I'm going to do half of this tonight. 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm still fucking reading you. Thank you for giving me deprived sleep. This is good, and definitely one to check out. Thank you to the publisher. So, as always, guys, tell me what you think in the comments below. What have you read? And, hi! So,